Imagine a mammal that lays eggs. It sounds like something from a fantasy story, doesn't it? But these animals are very real. They are some of the most incredible creatures on our planet. When you think of a mammal, you probably picture a dog, a cat, or maybe a whale. These animals all give birth to live young. They feed their babies with milk. It's a classic definition we learn in school. But nature loves to surprise us. It loves to break the rules we think are set in stone. The animals that do this are called monotremes. They are a small, exclusive group that shows us just how diverse and amazing life can be. They are a living link to a very ancient past, a time when the rules of being a mammal were still being written. So what exactly is a monotreme? The name itself gives us a clue. It comes from Greek words meaning one opening. This refers to a feature they share with reptiles and birds called a cloaca. It's a single opening used for reproduction, urination, and defecation. This is very different from other mammals. Monotremes are a special order of mammals that possess a unique mix of traits. They have hair and produce milk, just like all other mammals. But instead of giving live birth, they lay soft-shelled eggs. This combination of features makes them a fascinating puzzle for scientists. They force us to rethink our neat categories and appreciate the wild, wonderful experiments that evolution carries out over millions of years. These animals represent a very old branch on the mammalian family tree. They are the oldest surviving lineage of mammals. Their story began over 160 million years ago, back when dinosaurs still roamed the earth. While other mammal groups evolved to give live birth, the monotremes held on to their ancestral egg-laying trait. This makes them incredibly important. They are not primitive in a simple sense. They are highly specialized survivors. They have successfully adapted to their environments for an immense stretch of time. Studying them is like opening a time capsule. It gives us a glimpse into the deep history of life and the different paths that evolution can take to create successful, thriving animals in the wild. The existence of monotremes highlights a key lesson about the natural world. It is full of exceptions. We often try to put life into simple boxes, but nature is far more complex and creative. Monotremes challenge our assumptions and expand our understanding of what it means to be a mammal. They are not just oddities, they are a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life. They remind us that there isn't just one right way to survive. The world is filled with countless solutions to the challenges of existence. These egg-laying mammals are one of nature's most extraordinary and inspiring examples, a true celebration of biological diversity that we must work to protect. When we talk about monotremes, we are talking about a very small and exclusive club. There are only 5 living species in the entire world, and they all live in Australia and New Guinea. These species are divided into 2 main families, the platypus and the echidnas. First up is the one and only platypus. This animal is truly one of a kind. It has a sleek, furry body like an otter, a broad, flat tail like a beaver, and webbed feet. But the most famous feature is its bill. It looks just like a duck's bill, but it's soft, rubbery, and full of thousands of amazing sensors. The platypus is a semi-aquatic animal, perfectly at home in the freshwater rivers and streams of eastern Australia. Then we have the echidnas, which are often called spiny anteaters. There are 4 species of echidna. The short-beaked echidna is found all across Australia, from hot deserts to snowy mountains. It is one of the most widespread native mammals in the country. The other 3 species are the long-beaked echidnas, and they are found only in the dense tropical forests of New Guinea. As their name suggests, they have a much longer, more curved snout than their Australian cousin. Echidnas look a bit like a hedgehog or a porcupine. They are covered in sharp, tough spines for protection, with coarse hair mixed in between them. It's a fantastic defense against any predator that might see them as an easy meal. The habitats of these animals are as unique as the creatures themselves. The platypus is a master of the aquatic world. It spends much of its time in the water, hunting for small invertebrates like insects, shrimp, and worms. It digs burrows into the riverbanks for shelter and to raise its young. These burrows can be very long and complex, providing a safe, hidden refuge. The platypus is most active at dawn and dusk, using the low light to its advantage. Its entire life is tied to the health of these freshwater ecosystems. Clean, flowing water and stable riverbanks are absolutely essential for its survival in the wild. Echidnas, on the other hand, are land dwellers. They are powerful diggers with strong claws, and they can be found in a huge variety of environments. The short-beaked echidna is incredibly adaptable. You can find it in coastal heathlands, dry woodlands, and even alpine meadows. They use their long snouts and sticky tongues to slurp up ants, termites, and other insects from the soil or rotting logs. The long-beaked echidnas of New Guinea prefer the cool, damp conditions of high-altitude forests. They probe the soft forest floor for earthworms and grubs. These animals show us how a single ancient group can diversify to fill different roles in different landscapes. The story of the Monotremes is a journey back in time. It takes us to the age of dinosaurs, to a world very different from our own. Fossil evidence suggests that the ancestors of today's monotremes split off from the rest of the mammalian family tree about 166 million years ago. This makes them the earliest offshoot of the mammal lineage that still has living descendants today. They are truly living fossils, carrying a genetic heritage that has survived through mass extinctions and dramatic changes in the planet's climate. They are not primitive, they are survivors who have perfected a unique way of life over an immense span of geological time, a true testament to their resilience. For a long time, the fossil record of monotremes was very sparse, which made their origins a deep mystery. Most of what we knew came from a few fossilized jawbones found in Australia, but incredible discoveries, particularly in South America, have started to fill in the gaps. Scientists found platypus-like fossils in Patagonia, dating back over 60 million years. This discovery was groundbreaking. It suggested that monotremes were once much more widespread, living on the supercontinent of Gondwana before it broke apart. It paints a picture of these incredible animals thriving across ancient landscapes that are now separated by vast oceans. The evolution of monotremes followed a path that was very different from that of other mammals like marsupials and placentals. While those groups developed live birth, monotremes retained the ancestral reptile-like trait of laying eggs. However, they also evolved the key mammalian traits of having fur and producing milk to feed their young. This unique combination of features makes them a crucial link for understanding the evolutionary transition from reptiles to mammals. They show us that evolution is not a straight line toward a single advanced form, but a branching tree with many successful strategies for life. Studying the genetics of monotremes is like reading a living history book. Their DNA contains clues about the early evolution of all mammals, including us. For example, scientists have studied their genes related to venom production and milk proteins. This research helps us understand how these complex traits first appeared and changed over millions of years. The platypus genome, in particular, has been a treasure trove of information, revealing a fascinating mosaic of genes that share similarities with both reptiles and other mammals. They are not just a curious side note in the story of life, they are a fundamental chapter that helps us understand the whole book. The reproductive biology of monotremes is one of their most fascinating and defining characteristics. It sets them apart from every other mammal on the planet. Instead of a long pregnancy followed by a live birth, a female monotreme lays one or two small, leathery eggs. A female platypus will retreat to a special nesting burrow, which she seals off for safety. Inside this dark, humid chamber, she incubates her eggs by curling her warm body around them. The eggs are small, about the size of a grape, and have a soft, flexible shell, much like the eggs of a lizard or a snake. This ancient method of reproduction is a direct link to their reptilian ancestors. An echidna's approach is a little different, but just as amazing. After laying a single egg, the mother echidna transfers it directly into a temporary pouch on her abdomen. This pouch is not a permanent structure like a kangaroo's, but rather a fold of skin that develops during the breeding season. The egg is kept warm and safe inside this pouch, incubating for about 10 days. When the baby echidna, called a puggle, hatches, it is tiny, blind, and hairless. It will remain protected inside its mother's pouch, continuing its development in a safe, mobile nursery. This pouch provides all the warmth and security the fragile puggle needs during its earliest days of life. Once the egg hatches, the next part of their unique mammalian story begins: milk production. But monotremes do it their own way. They do not have nipples like other mammals. Instead, the mother secretes milk from special glands onto her skin, usually in two areas on her abdomen known as milk patches or areolae. For a platypus, the milk pools on her fur, and the tiny babies, called puggles, lap it up. For an echidna, the milk is secreted directly into the pouch, allowing the puggle to suckle from the tufts of hair where the milk glands open. This method of feeding young is a perfect example of evolution finding a unique solution. This combination of egg-laying and milk production is what makes monotremes so scientifically important. It represents an evolutionary middle ground. They showcase a moment in time when mammals were developing their signature traits. The young puggles hatch in a very underdeveloped state, similar to marsupial joeys. They rely completely on their mother's milk for all their nutrition to complete their growth. This extended period of maternal care, fueled by milk, is a hallmark of being a mammal. Monotremes show us that there's more than one way to raise a family in the animal kingdom, blending ancient traditions with classic mammalian care. Monotremes are not just evolutionary curiosities, they are masters of survival, equipped with an incredible set of tools to thrive in their environments. The platypus, for example, has one of the most amazing sensory organs in the animal kingdom: its bill. This soft, rubbery bill is not for pecking or biting, it is covered with tens of thousands of special receptors. Some of these detect touch and pressure, but others detect the tiny electrical fields generated by the muscle contractions of its prey, like shrimp and insect larvae hidden in the mud. When a platypus dives, it closes its eyes, ears, and nostrils. It hunts using only this sixth sense of echolocation, a truly remarkable adaptation. Echidnas, on the other hand, have developed an impressive suit of armor. Their bodies are covered in sharp keratinous spines, which are actually modified hairs. When threatened, an echidna's first instinct is to dig. With their powerful, shovel-like claws, they can disappear straight down into the soil in a matter of seconds, leaving only their spiky back exposed to a would-be predator. If caught on hard ground, they will curl into a tight, spiny ball, protecting their soft belly. This simple yet highly effective defense mechanism makes them a very difficult meal for predators like dingoes, eagles, or Tasmanian devils. It's a perfect example of passive defense at its finest. One of the most surprising adaptations is found only in the male platypus. On each of its hind legs, it has a sharp, hollow spur connected to a venom gland. This makes the platypus one of the few venomous mammals in the world. The venom is potent enough to cause excruciating pain in humans and can be lethal to smaller animals like dogs. It is primarily used during the breeding season when males compete fiercely with each other for access to females. This venomous spur is a powerful weapon in these territorial disputes, ensuring that only the strongest males get to pass on their genes. It's a feature that adds another layer of mystique to this already incredible animal. Both the platypus and the echidna have another trick up their sleeves for saving energy. They have a much lower metabolic rate and body temperature compared to most other mammals. This allows them to conserve energy, which is especially useful for the echidna when food is scarce or during cold periods. Echidnas can even enter a state of torpor, or short-term hibernation, lowering their body temperature and heart rate to survive harsh conditions. These adaptations are not primitive flaws, they are highly advanced strategies that have allowed these animals to survive and thrive in Australia's often challenging and unpredictable environments for millions of years. Monotremes may be few in number, but they play important roles in keeping their ecosystems healthy and balanced. The platypus is a key predator in its freshwater river habitats. By feeding on a wide variety of bottom-dwelling invertebrates, it helps to control their populations and maintain the overall health of the aquatic food web. Furthermore, the platypus is a fantastic indicator species. Because it is so sensitive to changes in water quality and riverbank stability, its presence or absence can tell us a lot about the condition of a river system. If platypus populations are thriving, it's a good sign that the entire ecosystem is in good shape. Echidnas are also tireless ecosystem engineers. As they forage for ants, termites, and other insects, they are constantly digging and turning over the soil. This process, known as bioturbation, is incredibly beneficial for the environment. It aerates the soil, improves water penetration, and mixes in organic matter, which increases nutrient cycling and helps plants grow. A single echidna can move several tons of soil in a year, making them tiny but mighty gardeners of the Australian bush. Their feeding habits also help to control insect populations, contributing to the balance of the forest and woodland ecosystems where they live. They are small, but have a huge impact. Despite their amazing adaptations, monotremes face a growing number of threats, most of which are caused by human activities. For the platypus, water pollution from agriculture and urban runoff is a major problem. The construction of dams and weirs alters water flow, destroying the deep pools they need for foraging. Land clearing along riverbanks destroys their burrows and makes them more vulnerable to predators. They also get entangled and drown in fishing lines and enclosed yabby traps. These combined pressures are causing their populations to decline, and they have disappeared from some rivers where they were once common. Echidnas face their own set of challenges. While the short-beaked echidna is still widespread, it is frequently hit by cars on roads that cut through its habitat. Habitat fragmentation from land clearing can isolate populations, making it harder for them to find mates and maintain genetic diversity. In New Guinea, the long-beaked echidnas are critically endangered. They are threatened by habitat loss due to logging and agriculture, and they are also hunted for food. These unique animals, which have survived for millions of years, are now facing threats that could push them toward extinction in our lifetime, a tragic loss for global biodiversity. Ultimately, monotremes are more than just a scientific curiosity. They are powerful symbols of the weird and wonderful diversity of life on Earth. They challenge our need to place everything in neat little boxes and remind us that evolution is a messy, creative, and unpredictable process. The platypus, with its mix of mammal, reptile, and bird-like features, seemed so bizarre to the first European scientists who saw it that they thought it was a hoax. This initial disbelief highlights just how much these animals expand our understanding of what is possible in the natural world. They are living proof that nature's imagination is far greater than our own. Their importance to science cannot be overstated. As the oldest living branch of the mammal family tree, they provide an invaluable window into our own deep past. Studying their genomes, their unique reproductive strategies, and their specialized adaptations helps scientists piece together the puzzle of mammalian evolution. They are a living baseline, a control group against which we can compare all other mammals. The secrets held within their DNA and their biology can help us answer fundamental questions about how key traits, from lactation to warm-bloodedness, first arose. They are not just part of life's history, they are essential to understanding it. For all these reasons, the conservation of monotremes is critically important. Protecting these animals means protecting their unique habitats, from the clean freshwater rivers of Australia to the ancient rainforests of New Guinea. When we work to save the platypus, we are also working to save entire river ecosystems for all the other species that depend on them. When we protect the long-beaked echidnas, we are preserving some of the most biodiverse and threatened forests on the planet. Their survival is linked to the health of their environment, and our future is linked to the health of our planet. In the end, monotremes represent the magic of the wild. They are a testament to survival against all odds, a lineage that has persisted for over 160 million years. They embody the spirit of resilience and adaptation. In a world that is becoming more uniform, these beautifully strange creatures are a precious reminder of the planet's incredible biodiversity. They are a call to action, urging us to appreciate, understand, and protect the full, magnificent spectrum of life. The platypus and the echidna are not just animals, they are treasures of natural heritage, symbols of nature's endless ability to surprise and inspire us all.